Hey everyone, this is Demari. Welcome to my YouTube channel. And today I'm going to be doing the July 2020 monthly tarot reading for the sign of Aries. Now please keep in mind this is a general reading, so it's not going to apply to each and every one of you. However, you can take a look at this month's reading in regards to your Sun, Moon, Rising and Venus signs. So do take a look at your placements, see the corresponding zodiac signs and see which title resonates for you most. Again, it is a general reading, so some messages may feel more relevant than others. Just take what applies to your current circumstances. All right. So in regards to the spread, I'll be using a Celtic cross style spread, pulling messages from the unknown, wild unknown tarot deck. And then I'll be getting further clarification using the intuitive. Okay, so there's just a couple of things I wanted to discuss with you quickly. A couple of quick announcements. Just wanted to say a big thank you to everyone who's been liking, commenting, subscribing, sharing my videos. It means the absolute world to me to have your support. So thank you so much for taking the time to share your thoughts, your story with me, and also engage with the readings. Secondly, what I also want to announce is that as it's my birthday month, in the month of July, I am offering a special discount on all personal readings. So you can now get 10% off all personal readings throughout the month of July, okay? So if you'd like to book a personal reading with me, just go to my Facebook page. You can find the link in the description box below, and you can also find it here, all right? So if you want to book a reading with me, you can do so. Just have a look at the services tab to see the pricing and the spreads that I provide. And then don't forget to send me a message so we can discuss what type of reading you would like. Okay, and then finally, just a quick announcement to say that I will be also, as part of my birthday celebration, hosting a special bonus general reading on Instagram for IGTV. So I'm really excited to do that. It'll be the first time I've done tarot readings live on Instagram. It will be so much fun to do. So yeah, this will be for all of the signs. So I highly recommend following me in advance so that you don't miss it. Okay, so I will be posting an announcement video for when I plan to do the reading. I'm not entirely sure yet, but it will definitely be in the month of July. So for now, I recommend going to my channel, clicking the little icon in the banner so you can follow me there. It's going to be so much fun, and I can't wait to interact with you when I do this bonus reading for you guys. Okay, now enough with announcements. Let's go into your reading itself. So I've already shuffled your cards, but I'll do a couple more shuffles as I like to on camera, and then we'll go into the spread. So yeah, so far these messages have been pretty intense in some places, but in a good way, right? There's a lot of things that are being resurfaced in order to be healed, released, resolved. There's a lot of resolution coming into effect in the month of July. So I really like that as a main theme so far. That seems to be the case in all readings that I've done for this month so far. So we'll see what comes up for you in the month of July, Aries. Okay, let's go. So I'll do what I always do. I'll be pulling the main spread first, and we'll go into each card, and then I'll go and clarify and go into those messages also. So let's see. Okay. Okay. What is going on? Okay. So I think we're there, Aries. So the first card you got was in relation to your present circumstances, the Three of Pentacles, okay? So Earth energy, Taurus, Virgo, Capricorn. I feel like you are learning some new skills at the moment, or you're harnessing your craft, okay? You're really focusing on your existing skills, or as I said, you're acquiring new ones. And the reason for this is because you're trying to climb the ladder, essentially, possibly in a career choice, a passion that you've had for a long time, or you're seeking to simply elevate to a higher position, right, within whatever your work is, whatever your job is, right? So you're acquiring new skills, you're refining your current skills, and you are really honing your abilities, right? So that you can climb the ladder in some form. Okay, so we'll see what that is, or more about that when we clarify. So now in regards to your challenge at this time, you have the Five of Pentacles. So Earth energy, Taurus, Virgo, Capricorn again. So with this being here, it's like maybe your challenge in this case is to overcome a sense of disappointment. Perhaps you're not as far up the ladder as you hoped you would be at this point. Maybe there's been some setbacks, especially with the world being in its current state. A lot of people are having to put things on hold when it comes to the workplace, their passions, their creative projects, right? So it could be that simply you're not able to continue to the same extent or at the same pace as you were previously, because of the current circumstances with a lot of people and in lockdown still, right? So you might be in that situation, or you're being limited by the situation that's currently playing out, and that's kind of affecting you. That's affecting your drive, and it's putting a downer on things for you a little bit, but you're having to overcome that, right? So that you don't lose your enthusiasm or your passion for what it is that you're setting out to achieve here. So in regards to your recent past, then you have the Nine of Pentacles in reverse. So lots of things to do with your material aspects, your environment, your resources, your work, your finances, things like that, right? So it could be that the reason why you had this in reverse in the recent past is that, you found yourself spending more than you could acquire, right? Because of unforeseen circumstances. Perhaps you were just, not able to rein in your finances to the extent that you hoped for, or perhaps there was an unexpected expense that came up and you had no choice but to shell out the cash for it, right? Or it could be simply that you're feeling like there isn't enough opportunity right now to acquire the level of wealth or comfort or the resources that you require in order to do this task, right? So either way, I feel like you were feeling there was some level of deficit, right, when it comes to your financial aspect, or you're having the resources you needed for a project, a business idea, to further invest in your skills, whatever it was, right? Maybe a course, maybe a degree, maybe some training, okay? So in regards to your near future, you have the Hanged Man. So this is really talking of, having to make a decision, an informed decision, looking at things with the right perspective, knowing that, your decisions bear weight, right? That there's a cause and there's a consequence, right? So this is it. This is you coming to the realization that, okay, maybe there are some things outside of my control. However, what am I going to do with the aspects that are within my control? What can I do to help me move forward and not get stuck in where I currently am, right? So we'll look at that when we clarify as to what that's potentially pertaining to. In regards to your feelings at this time, you have the Death card. So Scorpio energy, right? So you could be dealing with a Scorpio. But I feel like you are going through a significant change here. There's something that's changing drastically in your circumstances. And that may be causing some feelings of discomfort as well, because you're having to shift yet again to a new set of circumstances. And it's I feel like while there is a new set of circumstances that are in play in your environment that's forcing you to adapt, I feel like there is a big change going on within you as well, Aries, and I feel like that's been going on for some time now. But this is like the second wave or the third wave or whatever wave you're on at this point. So this is the next part of this transformation process that you're undergoing. So huge shifts for sure. No doubt there is huge shifts going on within yourself as well. Okay, so in regards to what's crowning you at this time, so what's within your power to affect, you have the Page of Cups in reverse. So this is water energy, Cancer, Pisces, Scorpio, Daughter of Cups in reverse. So yeah, there may be something that you I think you're feeling a sense of vulnerability that you're trying to dismiss. I think maybe just because things are so uncertain in the world, it is having an effect on you. And especially because you cannot bank on the fact that you'll have security wherever you currently are in whatever it is that you're doing. That's making you feel somewhat vulnerable and feel maybe possibly even helpless in a situation. And yeah, I feel like you're having a hard time coming to terms with that feeling. You know, it's not something that's innate to your character, right? You don't tend to, I mean, you have moments of vulnerability, everyone does, but on that level, it's not something that's really natural to you. You kind of like act and worry about, you know, the if, buts, and maybes afterwards, right? Generally, I feel. But in this situation, it's not as simple as that. So it's making you a little bit uneasy, I feel, but you can overcome this, right? It's really important that you take some time to yourself and do the necessary practices to help keep you, you know, in balance, mind, body, and spirit, but also to help you overcome any feelings of anxiety or stress, right, that you might be experiencing at this time. Okay, so in regards to your advice then, Aries, you have the Four of Pentacles in reverse. So more earth energy, right? So I feel like your advice here is to know what's within your reach, you know, what's within your power to affect and what isn't, okay? Not to get into a fear mentality where you hoard, right? Hoard the resources you have, hoard your energy, hoard this, hoard that, right? This is what I'm getting from this. Like, don't get into that mindset, because that's a fear mindset, and that only produces more of what you don't want into your reality. It only introduces more of that energy. So it's better that you don't operate from a place of fear and you don't hoard the resources that you have, because you know you don't see what's coming, right? And we assume the worst. So while it's good to prepare and to save resources where we can, hoarding is not the answer, essentially, is what it's saying here. You still need to do certain things. You still need to, there still needs to be a certain level of ebb and flow, right? So in regards to your external influences, so this can be people, places, environments, situations. You have the Six of Cups in reverse. So water energy, Cancer, Pisces, Scorpio. Could be dealing with a water sign, particularly with this energy here. Either way, I feel like, yeah, there may be someone in your peripheral or someone that you are still in contact with, but you're no longer connecting with physically. You know, maybe they live many miles away, maybe they're in lockdown and they actually only live down the street, but you can't see each other. But I feel like this is actually someone more from your past, with it being the Six of Cups and all. But I feel like this is someone that you once saw a lot of potential with, right? A lot of potential for creating a beautiful foundation with, you know, sowing beautiful seeds and seeing how they germinate and grow and what it blossoms into, right? There was really quite beautiful energy that was poured into this connection. But for whatever reason, I felt like maybe it didn't harvest the results you were both looking for, or perhaps you had very different expectations. And that led to maybe a separation, or, you know, just things not quite gelling as they're supposed to. And now things have kind of been things may have been left in a very strange place, right? So you might not even be fully clear where you stand with this person, or perhaps, you know, you are clear and, you know, you have been separated for some time, but, you know, perhaps you're looking now at where, you know, what would have happened if you revisited this, you know, these seeds that you sowed, and perhaps gave them a different type of care, right? A different approach, what could have blossomed as a result. I don't know, that's what I'm getting from this, but we'll see when we clarify. So in regards to your hopes then, you have the Hermit in reverse. So I feel like you're really wanting to come out of, you know, being stuck inside, being stuck, you know, within your own thoughts, revising all of these things from the past, your current circumstances, the fear of the unknown, the fear of what the future will bring. You know, you're fed up of being stuck indoors and having very little to do but, you know, go around and round in circles inside your own mind, right? So I feel like now you're at a point where you just kind of want to come out of that space and really get out there and start living again, start doing things again. In regards to your fears, you have the Devil in reverse. So Capricorn energy could be dealing with a Capricorn. Either way, I feel like there is some level of illusion here. I feel like there is self-deception involved in regards to something that you're telling yourself is either bad for you or it's not something that you want, when it's something that you do actually want, and it's something that you actually secretly harbor a lot of positive feelings for. So we'll see what that is, because that might not necessarily be a person, by the way. So we'll see what that could be pertaining to when we look at it. And then finally, as a potential outcome for you, you have the Eight of Pentacles, more earth. So this is really talking about understanding the fine balance between putting the work in and waiting and allowing for manifestation to come in, but also knowing, you know, when to act, you know, when you spot an opportunity, right? So it's all about, you know, putting the work into yourself, self-mastery, getting to a position where you know you've built your foundations and waiting to see the fruits of your labor, waiting for the harvest to come in, right? So interesting reading, this one. Okay, so we'll see what comes up when we clarify, because there's a few situations I see playing out here in relation to, you know, you wanting to get your life back on track pretty much and get out of lockdown or feeling confined in some way. And then you wanting to address something from your past. Because with all these retrogrades, I mean, everyone's having to confront some aspect of their past, so I'm not surprised that keeps coming up as a reoccurring theme at the moment, right? Because it's you know, that's just what's taking place. It's just, we're all being hit with that, so it's just one of them. I know some people get fed up of hearing it, but it's true. It's just, that's the cycle we're all in at the moment as a collective. We're being forced to look at things from our past within ourselves, within our connections, in order to address it and fully resolve it so we can move forward, right? Because there's no space for that energy where we're headed, pretty much. Okay. Okay, let's go. So, in regards to your present circumstances, the Three of Pentacles, you have the Ten of Pentacles in reverse and the Emperor, okay? Aries energy, your energy, okay? So yeah, you're really in boss mode. You're trying to, really refine your abilities, right? Really refine your skill set. Make sure you've got all of your knowledge, all that is required, all of the tools, your know-how, everything lined up so you can step fully into your energy as the Emperor, right? So this is like a boss figure. An emperor is someone who has an empire. This is someone who has a successful business, someone who has a significant amount of influence, someone who is highly regarded and respected, someone who commands respect through the work and the achievements they have, right? So this is what you're aiming to get into, right? This energy, this space. You are en route towards this, but you're not quite there yet. There's still some work that needs to be done, but you know that, and you're fine with that. But you just don't want anything to halt that progress, right? Because you feel like you've been on a roll, that things have been moving forward pretty well for you, at a good pace for you, Aries, because you know how you're like. A lot of you guys just like want to keep that momentum going, keep the fire burning, right? So you don't like being slowed down. And I feel like that's the thing you're struggling with a little bit right now because of, certain events that have taken place outside of your control, right? Within your environment and the world in general. So with regards to your recent past then, the 9 of Pentacles in reverse, you have the 3 of Cups, water energy, and you have the 7 of Cups, right? So, okay, so you felt like you didn't have the resources to put too many eggs in various baskets, right? That's what I'm getting with this. It's like you knew you had only so much time, energy, resources to put into very specific things, right? And so you had to really consider what it is that you wanted, because you knew there was several things that would bring you a lot of happiness, that you would really enjoy doing, that would fulfill you. However, you only have so much time, so much energy, so many resources. So you had to pick wisely as to what that would be. What are you going to invest your time and energy and resources into? So that's where you had to really carefully consider, because I think that maybe perhaps you overestimated what was available to you. So you had to rein it in a little bit and take a good look at, where am I going to place my energy? Where am I going to place my attention? What resources do I have? How can I best distribute it and best maximize it so that it brings me the most fulfillment, right? In a material sense, in an emotional sense. Okay. So in regards to your near future, you have the the Hanged Man here. You have the 6 of Swords, so air energy, Gemini, Libra, and Aquarius, and you have the Page of Pentacles, earth energy, Taurus, Virgo, Capricorn. So you are essentially looking at new ways, new opportunities to bring yourself into calmer waters, bring yourself into a place where you can overcome certain obstacles and find some kind of middle ground. Okay, so things are not so turbulent, very up and down. You want to kind of stabilize your situation right now, because it's been somewhat stressful as well. So you're trying to find new opportunities for gaining maybe additional income, right? While you're doing your studies, doing your job, training, doing a course, investing in your skills, whatever it is, right? So you're looking at an additional means of making income, I feel like, in order to help put you at a more stable place, make things a little bit easier for you while you're navigating some difficult situations. That's what I'm seeing. So you're kind of looking at, okay, what can I do to do this? Because I need to act now. I've been procrastinating maybe, or perhaps I've not really found the right opportunity, but now I can't really hang around. I really need this additional income or this additional support. So where can I get that from, right? That's what you're going to be looking at in the month of July. So clarifying the position of your challenge, the Five of Pentacles here, you have the Wheel of Fortune and you have the Judgment in reverse. So that's really interesting, because this tells me that, you know, this is what I was saying. It's like you overcoming the challenge of not being able to control certain aspects of your situation. Once you're able to do that and understand that this is not sabotaging your progress or your happiness, it's simply a blip in the roadmap that you will soon quite easily overcome, you will see that things are turning in your favor. But it all depends on what you do with this, right? How you approach this. If you choose to focus on the negatives and, you know, feel like you can't move forward and just, you know, give in to stress, anxiety, and just stop doing anything in regards to this, then obviously you're not going to get the outcome that you want. But if you just kind of roll with the punches, you will see things start to move in your favor again. So that's what you need to be aware of. Like, just focus on what's within your control and leave what isn't, okay? So in regards to your feelings then, the Death card here, Scorpio energy, you have the Temperance card, Sagittarius, and you have the Six of Cups in reverse again. So you have the Six of Cups in reverse twice in the position of your feelings and your external influences. So energetically, I would say you're very much tied to someone right now from your past that you're trying to release yourself from entirely, right? You're trying to heal the situation within yourself, because I feel like maybe perhaps you put on a brave face in front of your friends, your family members. Perhaps you put a brave face on even in front of this person when you have seen them or when you communicate with them. But the reality is that it's been a difficult transition, leaving what happened in the past and moving, you know, being completely focused on the present. But that's what's happening here. There is a transformation when it comes to this connection, right? That you're no longer looking at it in the same way as you did. You know, you're beginning to look at the connection and the person with a fresh pair of eyes, and you're seeing that actually maybe, you know, things the way they did for a reason. That maybe it serves both of your purposes, higher purposes, right? That you got what was needed from the connection to further the understanding, to help you both grow. And now you're soon going to see the benefits of that, right? Despite if there was pain involved. But it was like divinely guided is what I'm getting. Like this separation was divinely guided, because it's kind of fulfilled its purpose, potentially. Or maybe that part of the connection served its purpose, but now it's being alchemized, it's being changed, transmuted, and now you're being hit with these energies that are forcing you to relook at things from the past, because it's changing, things are turning, things are moving forward again. So it's going to be different for different people, so just take whatever feels like it resonates with you and your situation. But that's what I'm getting here, two very different messages from that. Okay, so in regards to what's crowning you at this time, so what's within your power to affect, you have the daughter, clarifying the Daughter of Cups in reverse, as we already know. You have the Four of Cups in reverse, and you have the Empress. Wow, okay, hold up. Just give me a second. Okay, so in the position of your near future, you have, no, that's not the one. Where are you? Where are you as the Emperor? I saw you somewhere. I remember seeing you somewhere as the Emperor. Yeah, in your present circumstances. Okay. I just got confused. Right. So here you are, showing up as the Emperor, regardless of the genders. Like, don't get it twisted, okay? This is about your divine energies, your masculine and your feminine attributes, right? So here you are in your masculine energy, going into boss mode, right? And women can be bosses too. So that's what I'm saying. It's not about that at all. Don't get it twisted, okay? So there's you bossing up, seizing control of your life, doing what you can to move forward. And then in the position of what's crowning you, you have the Empress here. So it's like, yeah, there is an element of vulnerability that doesn't want it to be admitted. But what you don't understand is that that vulnerable aspect of yourself is a big part of your inner strength, right? That's the part that, allows the empress aspect, the divine feminine, the sacred mother within you to nurture you, right? To provide that emotional support and assistance, so you don't go seeking it from various connections that would otherwise be not very healthy for you, right? That's the point. This is why this aspect of yourself is really crucial here, despite the fact that you don't want to admit your vulnerabilities, your insecurities, your fears, right? The things that affect you emotionally in a negative way, because that you don't want to acknowledge that those perceived weaknesses are within you, even though that's being triggered by these situations in order to help this energy come in and provide that assistance and guidance and support coming direct from your higher self as well, with that temperance card here. So yeah, so that's actually for your benefits, to help you see that these aspects reside within yourself, and it's perfectly natural and normal. And any part of you that is kind of struggling or suffering in any way is being supported, is being nurtured, right, by the divine feminine aspect of yourself. Also, possibly there is a feminine energy, like I said, because I feel like you're still attached to someone from the past, someone who's very much in their sacred feminine right now, is trying to provide support energetically. They might not be consciously aware of it, but they're doing it energetically, right? And at least their higher self is assisting with that also. And it's not about, wanting to come in, wanting to reconcile, wanting to make amends, get back together, or anything like that. It's got nothing to do with that. It's a case of, a certain soul agreement that's kind of being carried out, that's being fulfilled, right? Interesting. I wasn't expecting to get that message, but that's what's coming through. Like, a soul agreement is being fulfilled. So there's no need to hesitate. There's no reason for, communicating whether we're a go or not, yes or no. It's got nothing to do with that. It's just literally energetically this exchange is taking place because that was a part of the agreements that you both had, apparently. So yeah, cool. Moving on, in regards to your advice with the Four of Pentacles in reverse here, you have the Three of Wands in reverse and you have the Knight of Wands. So strong fire energy, your energy, Aries. So, but you could very well be dealing with a Sagittarius with the Temperance card there as well. But regardless, I feel like with this combination, it's telling you that, yeah, you don't have to hoard your emotions, your feelings, your energy, right? Because there is a lot coming in to support you at this time. And I feel like you are picking up on that energetically and you are clinging onto it for dear life. But at the same time, you don't want to share it. You don't want this equal give and take because, it's kind of like, I think you're afraid of what the consequence will be. But regardless, it's saying, listen, you don't have to harbor this to yourself because this energy is in abundance, right? You don't have to come from a fear mentality with it. It's in abundance. You might have felt like you were lacking feeling that energetic support or feeling, that type of energy in general. But it's coming in. It's coming in abundance from this person, from the universe itself, the source, from the divine, So it's like it's in big supply, right? You're not in a scarcity situation, so you don't have to take on a scarcity mindset. It's not like that, Okay, and then with this combination, the Knight of Wands and the Three of Wands in reverse, it's like, listen, if there's something you're really passionate about, if there's something you truly want, then you can begin to manifest it right now. You don't have to wait for something to come towards you. You don't have to wait for some grand action to take place. you can move towards it right now. Even if you physically can't do anything about it, energetically, you know, you can definitely do something about it. You know, you can still reach out in some capacity, even if it's just energetically or if it's something you do in the astral. You can still act upon it now. So just focus on what's within your power to affect and leave what isn't. That's pretty much the advice here. So in regards to your external influences, clarifying the 6 of Cups in reverse again, you have the 8 of Pentacles again. Okay, so we've got 6, 6 and 8, 8. So these numbers are quite prominent for you in the month of July. Sixes are all about, you know, the tapping into the astral, and it's all about manifestation, okay? Doing the work in the astral in order to make it material, right? So embodying that kind of the magician kind of energy, right? It's that sort of thing. And with the 8s, that's all about, you know, taking action, putting the work in and seeing the results, you know, of your labor, okay? The fruits of your labor. It's like good fortune, but it's acquired through action, through will, through, you know, putting the work in, right? But regardless, I feel like what's being expressed here, it's like, yeah, there is someone, I think definitely this past person is putting a lot of work into themselves also, possibly in a different way, but they've been doing a lot of introspective work, and they've put a lot of time, energy, and resources into healing, into nurturing their vision, right? Because you two may have had very different visions of what your life would look like, but this person is putting a lot of time and work into their vision and into themselves as a whole. And as a result, that may be why you're not seeing any action on their part, because their primary focus right now isn't on the connection, it's on themselves, right? Which is actually not a bad thing, because I feel like obviously that was what was needed for both of you, and that's what you're both doing. So that's not a bad thing at all. Might not be what you want right now, but it's not a bad thing that you're both focused on working on yourselves, right? Okay, so clarifying the Hermit in reverse in the position of your hopes, you have the 2 of Wands and you have the 5 of Wands. So there's your other 5, 5, 5, 5. Okay. Because I also got 5s here as well a few times. Yeah, 5, 5, and another 5 somewhere, as well as the 6s, 2 6s and 2 8s. But moving on. So, yeah. It's a case of that, you know, that you're feeling very much like, okay, as much as there's things that are affecting me, that are bothering me, I still feel like I'm in more control of myself and what I want than I have been previously, right? I feel like there's so much left for me to explore about myself and out in the world as well. So you're itching to get out there, you're itching to discover, explore, learn, right? Create, you know, initiate things, in just interaction in general with the outside world, as well as going deeper within, you know, your creative endeavors, your passions, right? But I feel like you're really itching to get outside of your head as well, and just out of your own company, because I feel like while you are very much able to be with yourself, you prefer doing that externally, right, rather than being at home and doing it internally. So you're itching to get out there, right, and get past this feeling of just being conflicted and at odds with yourself, you know, because you're just like, this is, you know, it's getting to the point where you're just getting frustrated because you're feeling trapped, you're feeling limited, you know, you just want to get out there again, right? So in regards to your fears then, the Devil in reverse, Capricorn energy, you have the 9 of Pentacles and you have the Ace of Cups. So okay, right, so I was not expecting that. All right then. So with the Devil in reverse, it's like Yeah, it's exactly what I was talking about before. It's like you do not want to admit to yourself that you are feeling very much in love with something you see as your abundance, right? Something that you see as when you had it or when you have it, it makes you feel incredibly abundant, right? And maybe it took for you to lose it in order for you to realize that. You probably didn't feel that at the time, but then when you lost it, it made you realize how abundant you actually felt when you had this love pouring into you, right? Unconditionally, just pouring into you. And I think you're realizing it now. And I think you're realizing how good it felt for you to also be pouring into someone else's cup. But I feel like this is more about how you felt when someone was pouring into you. Maybe you're realizing the love that you got from this past person was the real thing. It was 100% genuine, right? And it wasn't just based on a fleeting attraction, but it was genuine, unconditional, soul level love, right? Connection, pure love. And now that's dawned upon you, and it's like you're trying to dismiss that. You're trying to deny that that was the case because you don't have that connection in your life right now. You could be connected with someone else who gives you a lot of fulfillment, but I feel like this past person, the reason why this person is coming up into your mind is because you never felt it on the level that you experienced it in that connection. And that's why you're feeling this deficit, and that's why you're hoarding all of the energy and attention and love that you can, because it's not cutting it. It's not to the same extent that you received in the past, right? And then finally, in regards to your potential outcome, the Eight of Pentacles here, you have the Justice card. So Libra, you could be dealing with a Libra at this point. And you also have the Ace of Swords. So yeah, putting the work in, knowing that, things take time, but as long as you keep being consistent, you put the work in, you work on yourself, you lay the foundations, things will work out in the end. Things will work out in your favor one way or another. So there's no need to worry. It's just needing to keep doing the work and have faith, have trust in that things will turn out for the betterment of all, right, involved. That things will be balanced and things will be, peace will be restored, okay, in some capacity. And that your mind will be clear and sharp, and you'll be able to see why things panned out the way they did in the end. So I hope this helps you anyway, Aries. Do let me know your thoughts in the comments. If you found this useful, give it a thumbs up. If you haven't subscribed yet, please do. And don't forget to hit the notifications bell so you don't miss when your next reading comes up. But in the meantime, I'm sending you lots of love, lots of support in this process, lots of divine feminine healing to help you in this time of, slight agitation. But you will be fine, okay? Like I said, just remember what you can control, what you can't control, and take time out for yourself to regain your inner peace, all right? So sending you lots of love, and I'll speak to you soon.